What's going on, y'all? Thanks for checking in the Khaliis Take. You know what to do. Hit that like, subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell just so you can get the newest and the bonus content first. But hey, let's just go ahead and jump right in. Here lately it's been a lot of talks, a lot of chatter, a lot of everything in regards to, the Lakers, in regards to their whole situation, the coaching. Shout out to Darvin Ham for getting the coaching job. We have to see what he does on his first gig here, see if he actually pans out the way, some Laker people are starting to believe that he can and get to the players and everything. But, of course, the Russell Westbrook thing has never died since the All-Star break of last season, or this past season, because getting rid of him is really their ultimate decision, or really is their ultimate thing they want to do, but it's definitely hard to do it. And here lately, been hearing reports about, especially the last 2 days, about, Kyrie Irving trade for Russell Westbrook. I just want to say, first off, I don't believe this is going to happen. This is not going to happen for the Lakers, and the Lakers need to look elsewhere. Because I don't feel like, it can happen for several reasons, but there's always a chance. I don't want to rule out anything. Like if it's 100% scale, if the scale is on 100, there is a 10%. Put it like this: there's always a chance for anything to happen. This one right here, I'm thinking there's only like 10 to 20% that it could happen, and that still means there's a chance for it to happen, but it's very highly unlikely, because when the Lakers look at their problem is the fact that they don't have Russell Westbrook playing at his best, and that he doesn't fit in the offense. Their problem isn't that he misses games, because he didn't miss any games this past season except one. I think he set out for some fake back injury or something like that. And that's probably was a situation because he didn't get the minutes he deserved the last game or something like that he felt early in the season. And, something just came up where he just set out a game because they probably just didn't want him, on the floor, because they didn't want him to disrupt the team. So for the most part, whatever the reason was for him, actually not playing that game, which a lot of people question that he definitely could have, but he only set out one game, I believe, this whole season that I remember. And the fact of the matter is, Kyrie Irving is not a stable player. He's not a player that you can trust. He's not a player that's all about the team. He's not a player for anybody. He's a player for himself. He's all about Kyrie. And this is what I'm saying. Why would the Lakers get rid of a problem in Russell Westbrook and might have an even bigger one in Kyrie Irving? And then on top of that, who knows how Russ would play with Kevin Durant? I don't think that would work out at all. Brooklyn would have more of a problem, with that, because I don't know if they ever want to play with each other again, because like I said, Kevin left Russ a long time ago because he couldn't win championships with them. It just wasn't, it wasn't in the scorecard. It wasn't, meant to happen. And like I said, they had a lot of talent. They had a lot of everything, him, James Harden, KD, Serge Ibaka, they even had Kendrick Perkins at one time, I believe, on the team. So, they had a lot of pieces, a lot of players, a lot of role players, Steven Adams, I think, back then, I believe, as well, young Steven Adams, I believe. So, it's like they had so much on OKC, and it didn't work then, and that's the reason why Kevin Durant left. So my thing is, why would Kevin Durant want to play with a player like that again, where he couldn't win championships with him before? And he said it, he been said it, and that's what I'm saying. That's what the Lakers are starting to figure out. Well, they should have been figured that out, but still, that's what they're starting to figure out. It's hard to win championships with Russell Westbrook because he really only plays one way, one speed, one everything. There's no other dynamic to Russ. Russ is just, blazing fast, just a fast break waiting to happen on his own. And this is what I said. He's more of an individuality type player. He's not really like a team player that can help a team take it to another level. And that's what Kevin Durant and many others have said about him throughout his career. And it's been proven true. Like I said, the Lakers, I believe if they didn't even have Russell Westbrook on that team this last year, I believe somehow they at least make the play-in tournament. I really do. I just feel that way. I feel like if Russell Westbrook wasn't even on the team, it was just LeBron and Anthony Davis and a bunch of those role players that they have, I personally believe they would have made it to the play-in tournament, bare minimum. But with Russ being on there, he kind of disrupts a lot of things offensively. And he's not a good defender at all. He doesn't play defense well at all. And then on top of that, like I said, a lot of his bad habits just rubbed off on a lot of other players on the Lakers. Like you saw LeBron's turnover rate, go up a little bit, or he start turning the ball over at crucial times during games where he never used to do that. And then Anthony Davis, same thing, just out of sync with Russ and, trying to get on the same page. And Russ is just a step like faster or slower or whatever the case may be. It just doesn't work. You see what I'm saying? And like I said, trading Kyrie for him, yeah, you'd have a better player in Kyrie. Kyrie would be more of a better fit, than Russell Westbrook, because Kyrie can step out and shoot the ball, whereas Russ can't stretch the floor. And that's one of the biggest flaws that the Lakers have as long as they have Russell Westbrook. With him not being able to stretch the floor like that and him being one of their major players, it really hurts their momentum because, like I said, if he's not driving to the basket or finding somebody with a pass or something like that, or dunking himself or getting to the free throw line, he's really not effective at all. And I don't know if his first step is gone the way where it used to be. He used to be a lot more aggressive on offense and able to just jump a little bit faster, or higher and move a little bit faster on the court. I don't know if his first step is gone. It looked like his first step is gone to me. But my point is, Kyrie Irving, he would fit with the Lakers more only because, like I said, he can shoot the ball a lot better. And like I said, he could take people off the dribble as well. And the only thing about Kyrie, I don't know, there's times where Kyrie is just not willing to pass. Sometimes Kyrie is just score first, and, that's what you get with Kyrie. You don't get a point guard who is going to really find other people and things like that. But at the same time, LeBron James has won a championship with Kyrie before. So Kyrie is known, he's been a champion, so he knows how to, play the game to a certain level to where, a team can win. It just getting the consistency out of Kyrie, getting the chemistry out of him and having him being there every single game and wanting to play basketball is Kyrie's biggest issue. And like I said, you're better off keeping Russell Westbrook because he definitely doesn't mind playing. He wants to play. He played almost every game this season. So he wants to play. He just doesn't really know how to fit with the Lakers unless that jump shot gets a little bit better, or maybe unless they put him with the second unit or something like that. Might be a little bit better for the Lakers, but hopefully Darvin Ham can get more out of him than what Frank Vogel did, So that's going to be a test right there for Darvin Ham to see if he can get more out of Russell Westbrook and get him to, play a certain level of basketball that can help the Lakers win, which I don't think that's going to be possible. But that's my thing. I don't really think that, they would rather let Russell Westbrook go for a player in Kyrie who you don't know what you're getting from day to day, and you don't know whether he's even going to play half the time, or is he all in? Because we know he's not all in to anybody except himself. And that's the reason why the Brooklyn Nets haven't gone far, because if you look at the Nets with all the talent that they have on there, there's no reason why they should have got swept in the playoffs. I mean, they got too much talent on that team to get swept by anybody in the playoffs. I mean, I don't care who they're playing. I mean, you got KD and Kyrie. You shouldn't get swept, first of all, with them two. And then you got, Seth Curry and other shooters and stuff that they have, Patty Mills, guys that really, that know how to play basketball, especially Patty Mills. He'd been with the Spurs. He won championships. He definitely know how to play basketball. He definitely has a high IQ for basketball. Then you got Bruce Brown, who's out there. I'm not a big fan of his, but he is a hustler type player out there, getting rebounds, doing the little things, getting into the seam, scoring a little bit, playing defense. This is what I'm saying. You got a lot of good pieces around you, even still, and they couldn't even win a game, against the Boston Celtics. Like, that's definitely not good, or either that shows how good the Boston Celtics are. But this is my point. Like, Kyrie, if Kyrie was there all season long and played all those games that he didn't play because he wanted to just think about himself and didn't go out there and sacrifice for his brothers and being out there on the court and all that stuff and building that chemistry with the team. See, that chemistry goes a long way. And this is what I'm saying? If Kyrie was out there half the time, the Nets probably wouldn't have went out the way they did, because they would have had a lot more chemistry. They would have been a lot more, inept to do, better things in the playoffs, because they would have, built, something, built a camaraderie with the team where it's like everybody knows where everybody's supposed to be. Everybody plays their role to perfection as much as possible and feed off each other's energy. But Kyrie wasn't there. He, because of the vaccine thing, and he played part-time basketball, and all that just didn't work. You see what I'm saying? If you got a player like that, why would the Lakers even want to trade for somebody like that? I mean, that's just a waste of their time. So to me, I don't even think they need to look at this trade. I think they need to keep Russell Westbrook, which I think that's probably going to end up happening anyway, or, find another avenue to get Russell Westbrook out of there, because I don't think this is the one. I don't think this is the way they should be looking, because like I said, it's not going to get them anywhere, with adding Kyrie. I mean, Kyrie is a really great player, always have been. I personally would take him, gameplay wise, just his gameplay. I personally would take him over Russell Westbrook, just based on, both the way both of their games are built. I would take him over Russell Westbrook in regards to that. But, other than that, I mean, your best ability is availability. And if Kyrie's not available, if he's not around, if you don't know what planet he's on today in his mind, it doesn't matter how great of a player he is. He's not there to help, and his mind isn't all the way into basketball. And if your mind isn't all the way there, you're definitely not going to win a championship. So that's why I said, I'm kind of on the fence with Kyrie about any trade that the Nets might even look into making for him or with him. But the Lakers definitely don't need to look this way, because like I said, you're just adding another problem to your situation. You're not bettering your situation. If you get rid of Russell Westbrook, then you get some good pieces back who want to play and who really fit the offense. And LeBron James plays his best when he has shooters around him. He doesn't play his best when he have players around him that does the same thing he does, which is drive to the basket, penetrate into the basket, into the teeth of the defense, and impose his will that way, and let his jump shot open up as the game goes on. See, he doesn't play well with players like that, because they're doing the same thing he's doing. It's almost like they're stepping on each other's toes that way, and it's not helping. That's why the Lakers need more shooters around them. See, if they had, let's say, Buddy Hield there, which they were supposed to get him before actually Westbrook, that was the proposed trade there, or they were supposed to acquire him before they even acquired Westbrook last year. If they would have got somebody like him and maybe somebody else who could shoot along with him, the Lakers would be a lot better of a team, because like I said, the ball would be able to spread around the floor better, and the perimeter would be more open, because now LeBron James is penetrating to the basket, kick it out to a shooter like that. He's got a lot of wide open looks, and he can knock down threes at a high clip, which would make the Lakers more dangerous, because when they start going through Anthony Davis when he's in the paint with those shooters out there, it makes things a lot more difficult when you play them. But with Russell Westbrook, it makes it easier, because people leave him out there on the three-point line because they don't trust his jump shot, and nor should they, because he's a piss-poor three-point shooter, which makes the Lakers vulnerable to a lot of the matchups they would have to exploit or play against in the playoff series that would bode well better for the other team, because one of their top superstars on the Lakers really is a non-factor. And you know what I'm saying? So that's why I said, even still, I understand why the trade is out there, because Russ just really isn't a fit and all that. But at the same time, you don't want that headache with Kyrie. You really don't. And if I could speak to the Lakers GMs, I definitely would tell them that, because that's not the direction they want to go. They should just hold on to Russ, see if they can find something else for him. If they can't find another situation, just go with what you have and see how this season pans out. At least after this season, you might be able to make more moves with Russell Westbrook. After this upcoming season anyway, you might be able to make more moves in regards to moving him from the roster and from the team, based upon 2 years of work and putting a new head coach into play, and he's still not flourishing after all that. Then okay, it'd be a lot easier probably to move off Russ after next year rather than this year, because they're just trying to move off him right now desperately, not really with any intentions of being able to. So like I said, though, the Kyrie thing, I would kill that and see where it goes, what they have, and kind of go over here with their head coach and see how the season pans out. Hopefully this year they at least make the play-in. If they can at least do that, then they knocked out the first round or something like that, then we'll see how they do in that off season or whatever, as far as with Russ and shaking up the team a little bit more. But I definitely wouldn't look at the Kyrie Irving situation, because I think it's a waste. But hey, that's my take on everything. Leave any comments in the comment section. Also, check out my other videos as always. And hey, Khaliis out.